Hello and welcome back. I thought I'd share with you something that is very old. Not old, ancient old, but old in terms of how long it's been in my collection. This is what I lovingly refer to as the French Affair. This is a very gorgeous 1970s satchel style bag I found at a vintage fair in 2010. And it is the first piece of vintage leather anything I've ever owned. And it has been through thick and thin, it has been fixed, but I had a load of bags downstairs that were stored amongst my shoes and things that have been deep cleaned, cleansed and moved upstairs to go in with my handbag collection because where things have been in storage with house renovations. But I wanted to walk you through, and like I did a few weeks ago with the Topshop bag, my hands are dirty as well because I have been renovating this bag. So what I've done with this bag is it's had a deep cleanse in terms of it had a little bit of that like white sporing that you get sometimes. I've gone over it with a mixture of diluted washing up liquid, antibacterial hand soap and vinegar, and I've gone over it very lightly, but I've really dug into all of the creases because this had years of product build up that last year it had a massive deep clean, and it's the kind of dunking I wouldn't normally do with a bag, but because of the kind of very thick leather this is made out of, I knew it could get away with it. Anyway, it had a really good deep clean and dunk last year, but this year it's had its renovation. So originally this bag had black edging when it was made in the 70s. And last time I restored a bag of a similar era with black edging, it looked ridiculous against the patina of the leather. So instead what I did is I've gone for this deep coffee colour because it actually goes really well. Because I will show you, this was originally the kind of colour it was, this kind of very pale oak colour, and this is what it's patinaed into. And it's a really beautiful, rich leather. I love this bag. I've mentioned it on here before. I bought this from one seller. I bought three things. I bought a 1960s handmade dress in gingham. I bought a pair of sterling silver heart-shaped earrings that are like little hoops that are in the shape of a heart that go through your ear. And I bought this, and it was £20 for the lot. I love this bag. And like I said, this spawned an obsession with tan vintage leather. And at one point up until 2019, I had a massive collection of these bags. That collection has been whittled down to about half a dozen. I've got bags from the 70s, 60s, 80s and 90s. And one from the 2000s, actually, that I customized to make my own. And I love them. They're fantastic. I used to wear them all the time. I appreciate with my condition and stuff I don't get out as much, but I always want to make the most of the bags that I have. And I talk to you guys all the time about, oh, I got this new bag, I got that new bag, but look after the things you have. And this is an example of something that's probably one of the oldest bags in my collection in terms of how long I've had it. Because when I moved house in 2022 and all throughout 2023, I massively destashed what I had. And I've slowly replaced what I had with other bags I prefer because the bags that I had were reminiscent of a life I don't live anymore. And I want bags that I love and that I enjoy. And this is one of those bags that I would never, ever, ever get rid of. But what I've done, so last year, this bag had a massive deep clean. I got rid of all the product buildup. And because of the type of leather that it is, I did something I don't normally do with my bags and I dunked it. And I gave it a good clean in washing up liquid and I let it dry and I moisturised it. I let it dry and I moisturised it because it's one of the several bags that had been in storage that had unfortunately got that storage smell. So part of the renovations is it's been in a space where it's safe and it's aired out, and it's just been to one side while we're continuing doing house renovations, and that it would then be safe to work on it so that when it's all fully done, it can go back upstairs within my handbag collection. Anyway, just to walk you through some of it, it's got brass fixtures and fittings for the most part. And it's got this really cool adjustable handle, actually. You can have it either crossbody or you can have it as a much shorter strap with these poppers. It has been previously repaired by my amazing cobbler, who is thankfully now actually working from an office out of his house, which I'm really happy about. If I need anything to send to him, I will be doing that because he's only a bus journey away. But as part of this restoration, what I've done is I really thoroughly worked on this bag this time last year. Might actually have been the very beginning of this year. I genuinely can't remember. This year's just flown by. And I've just let it sit after really abusing and deep cleaning it and getting years of what I used to use for product care off of it. And what I've done is I've re-edged it, because instead of trying to match the original very faded black edging, I've gone over it in a very dark coffee coloured edging instead. All the corners have been tidied, everything's been cleaned, any loose threads have been accounted for, and minus a tiny bit of tidy up from where I've gotten a little bit of the edging stuff on the bag. All the hardware's had a clean, and this bag will be shortly going upstairs into my collection. At the moment, I'm just letting it rest because last night I treated it with a solution of diluted vinegar, washing up liquid and antibacterial to really get into some of the crevices. I've cleansed it, let it rest, and I've cleansed it again today. I also saddle soaped it. So I went over it with the solution and a clean cloth, wiped it all down immediately because of the acidity of the vinegar, and went over that with saddle soap very lightly, proper saddle soap, not the foam stuff I usually use, because I wanted to give it a good clean. And then as it was drying, I went over it with the cleanser. And then today I've given it one more layer of cleanser and minus some tidying ups and little bits in here and there. This is ready to go back into the collection to be worn. And I'm actually really excited. She's stuffed at the moment, but oh, I love her, honestly. And I think sometimes it's really nice, instead of me going, hey, look at the new bag I bought, even if I bought it from a secondhand source, to show you something that is actually a workhorse in my collection that genuinely I love and have owned for many, many years and will continue to own and use and love for another many, many years. Thanks for watching.